In 1970, the average American could buy a new car with 24 weeks of their salary. In 2026, it takes 42 weeks, almost double. But it's not just the purchase price. I calculated the true cost of owning a car in 2026. Purchase, insurance, gas, maintenance, parking, registration, depreciation, everything. The total? $23,000 per year for the average car owner. That's more than the entire annual income of 42% of Americans. Car ownership isn't a necessity anymore. It's a luxury. And I'm going to show you exactly why, who can still afford it, and what people are doing instead. This is Motor Intel Report. Subscribe. What's up? This is Motor Intel Report. I'm John. Something has fundamentally changed in America. For 70 years, car ownership was standard. If you had a job, you had a car. But in 2026, that's no longer true. 38% of Americans can't afford to own a car. Not because they're lazy or bad with money, because cars have become genuinely unaffordable. I spent 3 weeks analyzing every cost associated with car ownership in 2026. Interviewed 100 people about their car expenses, compared costs to median income, and the results are shocking. Let me show you the math. Let's start with the purchase price. 2020, average new car cost $40,000. 2026, $51,000. That's a 27.5% increase in 6 years. Used cars, 2020, $21,000 average. 2026, $31,000. 48% increase. Why? Chip shortages reduced production. Inventory stayed low. Dealers kept prices high. Interest rates went from 3% to 7%. Your monthly payment on a $51,000 car at 7% interest for 60 months. $942 per month. That's $11,300 per year just on the car payment. For 6 years. Cost number 2, insurance. 2020 average, $1,440 per year. 2026, $2,280 per year. 58% increase. Why? More accidents from distracted driving. More expensive repairs due to advanced technology. More car thefts. Climate disasters totaling more vehicles. If you're under 25, add another $1,000 per year. Live in a city? Add $800. Had one accident? Add $1,200. I talked to a 26-year-old in Florida paying $4,800 per year for insurance. $400 per month just for the privilege of legally driving. 2 costs down. We're already at $13,580 per year, just for the payment and insurance. But there are 8 more costs most people forget to calculate. And when you add them all up, the total annual cost of car ownership in 2026 will shock you. Cost 3. Gasoline. Average American drives 15,000 miles per year. Average fuel economy, 25 miles per gallon. Gas price in 2026, $4.50 per gallon average. Do the math. 15,000 miles divided by 25 mpg equals 600 gallons per year, 1,000 plus per year on gas. 600 gallons times 450 equals $2,700. That's $225 per month. And that's conservative. If you drive more, commute daily, or have an SUV getting 18 mpg, you're spending cost 4, maintenance. Oil changes, 3 times per year at $80 each equals $240. But dealerships charge $130, so $400 per year. Tires, $800 every 3 years equals $267 per year. Brakes, $600 every 2 years equals $300 per year. Air filters, cabin filters, coolant flushes, transmission service, battery replacement, wiper blades. Average it all out, $1,200 per year in scheduled maintenance, and that's if nothing breaks. If your alternator dies, $800. Water pump fails, $600. Check engine light, could be $100, could be $3,000. I'm being conservative at $1,200. Cost 5. Parking. If you live in a city, monthly parking spot, $200 to $500 per month. New York, San Francisco, Boston, $400 minimum. That's $4,800 per year. Suburbs? Apartment complexes charge $50 to $150 per month for a spot. That's $600 to $1,800 per year. Even if you own a house, you're paying property taxes on the garage space. I'm using a conservative national average of $150 per month equals $1,800 per year. But for city dwellers, triple that number. 5 costs down. We're at $21,280 per year. That's 44% of the median American income, almost half, on just a car. And we still have 5 more costs to add. Wait until you see the final total. Cost 6, registration and taxes. Annual registration, $150 to $400 depending on your state. Some states like California charge based on vehicle value. Expensive car, expensive registration. Then there's personal property tax on vehicles. Some states don't have it. Others charge $200 to $800 per year. Virginia, Connecticut, Rhode Island, they all tax your car annually. Average across the country, $500 per year. Doesn't sound like much, but it adds up. Cost 7, depreciation. This is a real cost people ignore because you don't write a check for it, but it's real. New car loses 20% of its value in year 1. Your $51,000 car? Worth $41,000 after 12 months. That's $10,000 gone. Years 2 through 5, it loses about 10 to 15% per year. Average annual depreciation, $3,500 to $5,000. Even if you buy used, it still depreciates. A $31,000 used car loses about $3,000 per year. I'm using $4,000 per year as the average. That's money you'll never get back. Cost 8, tolls and tickets. If you commute on toll roads, easily $1,200 to $2,000 per year. I talked to someone in New Jersey who spends $3,000 per year on tolls, just to get to work. Even if you don't use toll roads regularly, you hit them occasionally. $300 per year minimum. Then there are parking tickets. Got a ticket because you were 2 minutes late feeding the meter? $80. Got towed? $350. Average American gets 2 parking or traffic tickets per year. That's $200 to $300 in fines. Conservative estimate, $600 per year for tolls and tickets. Cost 9, washing and detailing. Automatic car wash, $15 to $30. If you wash your car twice a month, that's $360 to $720 per year. Hand wash at home? You're still paying for soap, sponges, water, plus your time. Detailing once or twice a year to keep the interior nice? $150 to $300. Total average, $400 per year. Small cost, but it counts. Cost 10, interest on your loan. This is separate from your car payment. This is the extra money you're paying the bank just to borrow the money. $51,000 car at 7% interest for 60 months. Total interest over the life of the loan, $7,680. Divide by 5 years equals $1,536 per year. You're literally paying the bank $1,500 per year for nothing. You don't get a car for it. You don't get a service. You're just paying to borrow money. Because you couldn't afford to pay cash. Let me add it all up. Car payment, $11,300. Insurance, $2,280. Gas, $2,700. Maintenance, $1,200. Parking, $1,800. Registration, $500. Depreciation, $4,000. Tolls and tickets, $600. Washing, $400. Loan interest, $1,536. Total annual cost of car ownership in 2026, $26,316 per year. That's $2,193 per month for one car. $26,316 per year to own a car. Median household income in America, $48,000. That means the average American would spend 55% of their income just on a car, before rent, before food, before anything else. So who can actually afford car ownership in 2026? The answer will shock you. Financial experts say transportation should be no more than 15% of your income. To afford $26,000 per year at 15%, you need to make $175,000 per year. Only 18% of American households earn that much. That means 82% of Americans cannot responsibly afford a new car in 2026. Even at 20% of income, which is already too high, you need $87,000 per year. Only 38% of Americans make that. Car ownership has become a luxury good affordable only to the upper middle class and wealthy. Let's compare to the past. 1970. Median income was $9,600. Average car cost $3,500. Car payment plus insurance plus gas plus maintenance totaled about $1,700 per year. That's 18% of income. Affordable. 2026. Median income $48,000. Car costs $26,000 per year. That's 55%. Car ownership is 3 times more expensive relative to income than it was 50 years ago. We went from cars being a necessity everyone could afford to a luxury only the upper class can responsibly own. So what are people doing instead? Public transit, $1,800 per year for unlimited monthly passes. E-bikes, $2,500 one-time cost, minimal annual maintenance. Rideshare, $3,600 per year for regular use. Car sharing like Zipcar, $2,400 per year. All of these save $15,000 to $20,000 per year compared to car ownership. People are making rational financial decisions. They looked at the math and said, I can't afford a car. And they're right. They can't. Most Americans can't anymore. Let's recap why car ownership became a luxury in 2026. Total annual cost, $26,316. That includes payment, insurance, gas, maintenance, parking, registration, depreciation, tolls, washing, and interest. That's 55% of the median American income. To afford it responsibly at 15% of income, you need to make $175,000 per year. Only 18% of Americans earn that much. 82% cannot afford a new car. This isn't a moral failing. This isn't bad budgeting. This is mathematics. Cars became too expensive relative to wages. In 1970, cars cost 18% of income. In 2026, they cost 55%. We crossed the line from necessity to luxury. And most Americans are being priced out. If this breakdown just made you realize you can't actually afford your car, hit that like button right now. I calculated every single cost of car ownership in 2026 so you understand the true math. Drop a comment. Do you own a car? What percentage of your income does it cost? Are you struggling with the payments? Be honest. Let's talk about it. Subscribe to Motor Intel Report for more investigations into automotive economics and how to save money on transportation. Hit that bell. Share this with anyone who's car shopping or complaining about not being able to afford a car. Show them the math. It's not their fault. The system changed. This is Motor Intel Report. We expose the financial reality of car ownership so you can make informed decisions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next investigation.